So I wanted to make a video explaining the nuances of any percent, that being the small strategies that save small amounts of time, but when put together add up to quite a bit of time. The things that are sort of rarely talked about. And I wanted to put them all into one large video, kind of like a little guidebook that new runners can refer back to. So the first thing I wanted to explain was God Elevator, or I guess Climbupless elevators in general, but particularly this one. This strategy works for all elevators really, to get no climb up at the end. The strategy is to be as far back before you jump as possible, and you need to let go of S and D as soon as possible. So it kind of looks like this. See, I got no climb up there. That's the setup for this particular one. It's a little different for each individual elevator. Obviously when you do this in a run, you're going to be looking around up here, and you're going to just be using your best judgment in order to get them. It's not the most consistent thing in the world, but it does save time. Like that. So next thing I want to show is how to get this vault. The guide sort of explained getting up here and going over there. I prefer doing it a different way, which is vaulting over here and going to there. You want to have sort of a harsh angle with this, so you don't get stuck on this. And besides that, it's mainly just getting a normal vault timing. And there you have it. At this part of Outsider, you can get a vault here, which saves actually about half a second. It's actually quite fast. So you want to line up as you normally do for Ferret Fetch, and then you want to aim just to the right of this sort of support beam. Vault as normal, and yeah. It saves time from going back down the stairs and going across. So the next thing I want to show off is quick potion grabs in Outsider. So the way you want to do this is by by opening the chest on its very right side, running around while tracing back the chest and then grabbing the potion. So in practice it looks like this. Feel free to let go of shift. There's another one here where you do the exact same thing. You're grabbing the chest from where it's like closest to you, and then watching the middle of the chest and then grabbing it. So for Campbell, if you're not doing reroute, you want to be able to do these first 3 blinks pretty well. It's a common mistake where people either blink too early or too late, and it's kind of complicated. The best way to do it is to line your first blink up so that it matches these 2 front gates. Then you're in a pretty good position to do the next 2 blinks without worrying too much about the lineups. So you blink there, blink instantly, and then blink up there. You delay the last blink a little bit, but not too much. And yeah. So the next thing I want to show in Campbell is how to do this slip clip really quickly. You want to immediately jump up, turn to the side and go through. It's kind of a one motion sort of thing. So here's the same idea in Flooded, where you want to jump up on this and go immediately through. So you're at the correct angle to do the 3 blinks over here. And skip this area. So for Weepers, there's a small optimization where you want to move your camera to this angle so that when you go through this door frame, you are immediately lined up to blink through the window. I'll just show you what that looks like. Looks like that. So when you've taken care of these 2 Weepers, there's these runes you need to pick up. The first one's pretty easy. You just need to walk into the corner here and pick it up like that, so that you avoid the note. And then for this rune, you need to jump in, lining up with this. So between these 2 bars here, basically. and you want to kind of curve around like that, so you're picking it up as soon as possible and getting out as soon as possible. Then when we move on to this, my advice for this is basically to blink before you think you need to, and to flick really hard. So, like that, I guess that worked. So that's my advice for the leaper clip, because I know a lot of people have trouble with that. So the next thing here is at the start of Golden Cat. What I like to call a triple blink, but it isn't really. It's just two sort of double blink-ish jumps in a row. So you want to double blink onto this, immediately double blink, and double blink again, and get this Piero's remedy. And how you do that is by going up here, lining up just to the left of this lamppost, and then again with the sort of star thing. It didn't work as well because I didn't have momentum. So my tips for the outside of Golden Cat is to blink immediately, and blink immediately again, get up here, and come at this window at like an angle, and you want to flick your mouse really hard in the other direction when you jump. Like that, so you immediately can go through the window and jump up here. So my tip for getting bad RNG to avoid this hard fall is to just walk into this corner here, lined up around here, and you don't need to press shift, you just need to walk forward, and it's pretty consistent that you don't get the hard fall, and it lines you up pretty well for this nade throw. Another small thing here is upgrading to blink 2. So you want to enter the powers menu, and instead of going manually to your blink, what you should do is press D once and then just spam F, and you'll unlock blink. I'll just do it one more time. Open powers menu, like that. It's the quickest way to upgrade to blink 2, saves a little bit of time. So for Boyle, instead of just doing the normal route when you get bad luck, this is kind of specifically if you're doing reroute and don't have an extra spring raiser. It might be beneficial for you to do what's called 66%, which is going through here and picking up this node as well. This kind of, you know, just gives you another shot basically at getting good luck. So basically gives you a 66% chance overall of getting the Boyle you want to be dead. It's a bit faster than doing the normal bad RNG route. Another thing I recommend is when you're going out through this door, and I recommend this for a couple of other doors in the game where you're leading into a big area, just wait in the loading screen for a little bit. This will make it so that the game's better loaded in, and your FPS will be higher, meaning that this blink you do right after Boyle will be faster too. So here's a more standard variation of how to do tower than what was shown in the guide. This is just my personal preference on how to do this. So what you want to do is blink up here as normal, blink immediately, and then aim for that little balcony on the watchtower, and then blink again, and it will be a damage cancel here. Just practice it and it'll be good. Although it's already been covered pretty well in the guide, I'd like to briefly show my setup for Brickless. So the first thing you need to do is walk forward a bit. This is not the most precise part of the trick. Then you need to look here. I usually aim maybe a little bit to the right of it. And then you do it like normal blink, but you jump during the slip clip. So it kind of looks like this. And you land right on top of these potions ideally, and you can pick them up. So another thing that's worth showing is picking up this potion and this key. A lot of people might just do both separately and then blink out. How I do it is in one motion and immediately blink out. I aim for this ridge to avoid a harfall. So the one thing I feel like is worth showing in Whaleless is this double climb up idea. So how you do it is climbing up on this first one and then immediately turning around while still on this banister and climbing up on this one. I'll show you in a different clip because I just can't get it while explaining for some reason. And the final thing I can think of for now is my setup for the double clip, which you might have seen in my other video. It basically involves doing these sort of side clips, which are very useful and can be used in a couple other places in the run, which I'll show now. So how this one works is you set it up by just leaning in and coming at it from the side. Then you press W and D going into the wall and you flick in. And you do the same thing again. And it's really that simple. It's not that difficult of a clip when you know how to do the diagonal clips. And that's about all I can think of for now. If I come up with anything else, I'll probably make a part 2 to this. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see ya.